is an extension of the previous lesson, I guess, continuing on arpeggios or chord tones over autumn leaves. So in the previous lesson, I said that you can play the chord tones over the chords to create, to outline the harmony is the term I'm looking for. So you need to be able to do that, but I also mentioned that there are other things that you can do to make it even more modern sounding, I guess. So we're going to look at some superimposed arpeggios. So the first chord obviously is C minor 7. So the roots, the third, the fifth, and the seventh. Now if I want to play an extension on that, the first extension is the ninth. And you actually have an E flat major 7 chord with a C in the bass, if you think about it. So you could play an E flat major 7 arpeggio on top of that chord. And if I do the same thing over the next chord, which is F7, if I start on the third and play a 4-note arpeggio, I get an A minor 7 flat 5 arpeggio, which works brilliantly over F7. Because we get the important notes, which are the third and the seventh, but we're omitting the root, which is redundant. We don't need the root. Instead, we're adding an extension, which is really nice, right? The ninth in this case. So I'm gonna play arpeggios like that over autumn leaves and show you what it sounds like. This time I have a loop pedal. No more backing tracks from YouTube. This time I'll be my own rhythm section, as it were. So here we go. So E flat major 7 arpeggio. E flat major 7. Okay, so now some of you are wondering, why am I not doing the same procedure over the B flat major 7 and the E flat major 7, which you could totally do. You would get a D minor 7 arpeggio and a G minor 7 arpeggio in that case. The reason I'm not doing that is because some arpeggios, in my opinion, sound better than others. Just the shape of the major 7 arpeggio is a really nice sound. And also the minor 7 flat 5 is a hip sound. This is something that Scott Henderson talked about a lot. I remember when I studied with him ages ago. And he just likes the sound of certain arpeggios. The other ones, like the minor 7 flat 5, somehow don't have the same strength or something. But this is totally subjective, so you can disagree with that. And I encourage you to disagree with everybody so that you can create your own sound, your own style, right, as it were. So if you think that, well, the minor 7 arpeggio sounds great, I'm going to use it all the time, go ahead. As you can see, also the D7, which is an altered chord, or a dominant chord that we usually alter when we play this tune. There I play the C minor 7 flat 5, which creates the flat 7, the flat 9, the third, and the flat 13. you could make the argument that it's not from the altered scale, that all the notes are also within the G harmonic minor scale. But doesn't matter. It's the arpeggio works over that chord. And on the G minor 7, we often treat a minor chord when it's a tonic, which is I've mentioned before, as a minor 6 sound or a minor major 7 sound. You can really hear this in Miles Davis' classic recording of this tune. They emphasize on the major 6 a lot when on the G minor, right? Because that's the tonic sound. So therefore I can play an E minor 7 flat 5 arpeggio. Or I can play a B flat major 7 arpeggio. They both work. So it's always nice to have options. Another thing you can do is you can play an E flat major 7 on the first chord, the C minor. And this is something you will hear people do a lot. I just lower the B flat to an A. So listen to those two arpeggios. You get that sound. That's often referred to as using piano voicings. It's like the right hand do that. So there I will use a D minor 7th, the D minor 7 arpeggio over the B flat, and we'll see what that sounds like. Right? Right? So that's a very common thing to do. So I'll try to play those arpeggios that we did in the beginning, and I'll try to play them with some variations and see what that sounds like. Okay, so you see I made a few mistakes there and I played some other stuff too, but you get the idea. Finally, I'll share a little trick with you, something that I discovered a few years back that I like to do. And let's say you play a B flat major 7 arpeggio. Instead of playing like that, I'll start on the 7th and I play the arpeggio from the 7th to the 5th. So 1, 2, I'm talking fingers now. 1, 2, 1, 4. Or index, second finger, index, pinky. Now I do the exact same thing on the middle set of strings. And then the same thing on the top 2 strings. Even though this might be an awkward fingering, I find that it is easy to do quick or fast because there's a logic in doing that. And I hear George Benson do that kind of stuff all the time. And on the minor 7 flat 5 arpeggios, same idea, starting on the 7th. So let's say I'm playing an A minor 7 flat 5 arpeggio. I start on G, and then I move to the middle set of strings, same fingering, and the top two. Then you can create a very Benson-y, George Benson kind of thing. So I'll do that and see if you like that. Alright, I hope you like that. I think it's kind of fun. So I'll leave you with that, and I shall see you next time.